A very good morning to everyone present here. It gives me great pleasure in welcoming the students of the Nazareth Academy and Vista Billabong to the first day of Read On Children's Literature Festival Season 4, powered by Alchemy Arts Education Foundation. Read On is a festival curated to celebrate the literary works of authors, poets, and playwrights. The festival is curated and hosted by Alchemy Arts Education Foundation. The main objective of Read On is to encourage, motivate, and help students explore the world of literature through fun and experiential learning. Alchemy Kids Theatre, established in Chennai in the year 2003, is a pioneer in training children from the age group of 4 years to 14 years in creativity, communication, and personality development skills, enhancement through its developmental drama curriculum. Alchemy Kids Theatre has its training centers located in Chennai at Adayar, KK Nagar, and Anna. The courses offered by Alchemy Kids Theatre facilitates learners to observe, explore, experiment, and also empowers them with positive skills in communication, creativity, presentation, and leadership. Over 60,000 children from across Tamil Nadu have been educated and transformed through the developmental drama curriculum of Alchemy. Alchemy Kids Theatre has been largely instrumental in attracting new audiences to view and appreciate the art of theatre and has been a great connoisseur in keeping the light of theatre art glowing. Today, we're very glad to have the students of the Nazareth Academy and Vista Billabong with us for the read on of the first day of the school round Children's Literature Festival Season 4. So the agenda for today would be your performances, followed by the testimonials. We will be choosing 5 students and the coordinating teachers from each school to talk about your experience of performing at the Read On Children's Literature Festival Season 4, followed by the certificate distribution and a group photograph. We will also be giving out bookmarks as a part of the Children's Literature Festival. There's a QR code where you can scan it and watch your performances that would be going live today. And we're also releasing a song for books. A song for books? You guys know any song for books? Have you heard of any? Have you heard of any? No. Okay. So the students of Alchemy Youth Theatre have written a song for books, which has been put to music by Shri Harish, our music director, visualized by ourselves, Shri Vishwanathan, and edited by Mr. SOS Kumar. The song will release today evening at 6:45, so don't forget to listen to the read-on song. A few house rules that we will follow today. Food and beverages are strictly not allowed inside the auditorium. Restrooms are at the left end of the auditorium. As performances are happening, request everyone to be seated and not stand up in between. We will be going live on our YouTube channel now, Alchemy Kids Theatre. You can watch your performances when you get back home and the performances of the next 3 days that will be happening here at the Alchemy Black Box today. Are you all excited?
Yes!
Are you all excited?
Yes!
Okay, so can we have a big round of applause for our first performer of the Read On Children's Literature Season 4, Praise Merin from the Nazareth Academy, performing a Bharadiyar Kavide for all of us. Can we put our hands together, please?
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். பிறந்த சிறந்த மொழிகளிலே சிறந்தே பிறந்த ஒற்றை மொழியாம் தமிழ். செந்தமிழுக்கு என் முதல் வணக்கம். இதை பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கும் ஆன்றோருக்கும் சான்றோருக்கும் என்னை போன்றோருக்கும் என் சிறந்த ஆழ்ந்த வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். என் பெயர் P.A. பிரேஸ்மரின். நான் 6ஆம் வகுப்பு தி நாசரத் அகாடமியின் பள்ளியில் படிக்கின்றேன். சூரிய துண்டுகள் இவர் 2 கண்கள், வீரத்தின் கூர்மை இவர் மீசை, மொழியின் மகுடம் இவர் முண்டாசு, கோபத்தின் நிறம் இவர் திலகம், மக்கள் மனதில் விடுதலை வித்திட்டவர், வாழ்க்கையில் உறுதி வேண்டும் என முழக்கமிட்டவர், சறுக்கி விழுந்த மனிதரிடம் சரித்திரமே நீதான் என்று சொல்லியவர் என்று எழுதிய பாரதியாரின் கவிதை. நான் வீழ்வேன் என்று நினைத்தாயோ பாரதியார் எழுதிய கவிதை சொல்ல வந்துள்ளேன். தேடிச்சோறு நிலத்தின்று பல சின்னஞ்சிறு கதைகளை பேசி மனம் வாடி துன்பம் மிக உழன்று பிறர் வாட பல செயல்களை செய்து நரை கூடி குழப்பருவம் மெய்தி கொடுக்கூற்றுக்கிரையான பின் மாயும் பல வேடிக்கை மனிதர்கள் போலே நாங்கள் வீழ்வோம் என்று நினைத்தீர்களோ? இல்லை இல்லை, இதத்தரு மனையை நீங்கி இடர்மிகு சிறைப்பட்டாலும் இதத்தரு இருந்தும் மாறி பழி மிகு தெளிவுற்றாலும் இதத்தரு கோடையில் வளைந்தன்னை இழுத்திட்டாலும் சுதந்திர தேவி நின்னை தொல்திடல் மறக்கிறேனே என்று எட்டயபுர
you so much, Praise Merin. Coming up next, we have Harshit Bhaskar from the Vista Billabong performing a storytelling for us. Over to you, Harshit.
Studying in Vista Billabong High International School. Today I am going to narrate you a story about Peter entering the garden by Beatrix Potter. Once upon a time, there lived 4 rabbits named Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother underneath a root of a very big tree. Now, my dears, said the old Mrs. Rabbit, you may go down the lane or into the field, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there and he was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Now run along and don't get into mischief. I am going out. Then the old Mrs. Rabbit took her basket and her umbrella and went into the woods to the baker's and bought a loaf of bread and 5 currant buns. Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail were good bunnies. They went down the lane to gather blackberries. But Peter, who was very naughty, went straight into Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate. First, he ate some lettuces, then he ate some French beans, then he ate some radishes, and after feeling sick, he went looking for some parsley. But at the round end of the cucumber field, whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? He was on his hands and knees planting young cabbages, but jumped upon and ran after Peter, waving his rake and calling, "Stop, thief!" Peter was most dreadfully frightened. He rushed all over the garden for he has forgotten the way back to the cave. He rushed on faster and faster, but unfortunately got into a gooseberry field. Peter thought his end was near, and he shed big tears. But the sobs are heard by friendly sparrows, who flew to him in great excitement and begged him to save himself. If you want to know what happened to Peter Rabbit next, you can read the story Peter Entering the Garden by Beatrix Potter. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harshit, for that wonderful story. Coming up next, we have Aisha Kalani from the Nazareth Academy coming to tell us a Tenali Raman story, but in Malayalam. Come, let's put our hands together for Aisha Kalani.
നമസ്കാരം, എല്ലാവർക്കും പുതുവത്സര ദിന ആശംസകൾ. എന്റെ പേര് PA അക്ഷയ കല്യാണി. ഞാൻ 6ാം ക്ലാസ്സിൽ പഠിക്കുന്നു. ഞാൻ ദി നാസറത്ത് അക്കാദമി എന്ന സ്കൂളിൽ നിന്നാണ് വരുന്നത്. ഇന്ന് ഞാൻ എല്ലാം നല്ലതിന് തന്നെ എന്ന ഒരു കഥയാണ് പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്. എല്ലാം നല്ലതിന് തന്നെ. പണ്ടൊരു രാജ്യത്ത് ഒരു രാജാവ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ആ രാജാവിന് ബുദ്ധിമാനായ ഒരു മന്ത്രിയും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. നമ്മുടെ രാജാവിന് നായാട്ട് ഇഷ്ടമുള്ള ഒരു വിനോദമായിരുന്നു. ഒരു ദിവസം നായാട്ടിന് പോകും വഴി രാജാവിന്റെ കയ്യിൽ ഒരു പരുക്ക് പറ്റി. അപ്പോൾ മന്ത്രി പറഞ്ഞു, അതും നല്ലതിന് തന്നെ. ഇത് കേട്ട രാജാവിന് ദേഷ്യം വന്നു. എന്റെ കൈമുറിഞ്ഞ് രക്തം വരുമ്പോഴാണോ അത് നല്ലതിന് തന്നെ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്? ഈ മന്ത്രിയെ കൊണ്ടുപോയി തടവിലടയ്ക്കൂ. രാജാവ് ഭടന്മാരോട് ആജ്ഞാപിച്ചു. അപ്പോഴും മന്ത്രി പറഞ്ഞു, ഇതും നല്ലതിന് തന്നെ. രാജാവ് നായാട്ട് തുടർന്നു. അല്പം നേരം കഴിഞ്ഞ് അതാ രാജാവിന്റെ മുന്നിൽ ഒരു സിംഹം. രാജാവ് പേടിച്ചു വിറച്ചു, ബോധം കെട്ടു വീണു. ഭടന്മാർ 4 ഭാഗം ചിതറിയോടി മരത്തിൽ കയറി. സിംഹം രാജാവിന്റെ അടുത്ത് വന്നു. മണത്തു നോക്കി. രക്തത്തിന്റെ മണം. രക്തത്തിന്റെ മണമുള്ള ഇറച്ചി ആ സിംഹത്തിന് ഇഷ്ടമല്ലായിരുന്നു. അതിനാൽ ആ സിംഹം രാജാവിനെ തിന്നാതെ നടന്നു പോയി. കുറച്ചു നേരം കഴിഞ്ഞ് രാജാവ് എണീറ്റു. ഉടൻ തന്നെ ഭടന്മാരോട് മന്ത്രിയെ തടവിൽ നിന്ന് ഇറക്കാനായി ആജ്ഞാപിച്ചു. മന്ത്രിയെ കണ്ട രാജാവ് പറഞ്ഞു, എന്റെ താങ്കൾ എന്നെ തടവിൽ അടച്ചില്ലായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ ആ സിംഹം എന്നെയും തിന്നുമായിരുന്നു. എനിക്കാണെങ്കിൽ മരത്തിൽ കയറാൻ പോലും അറിയില്ല. എല്ലാവരും ഒന്നിച്ചു തിരിച്ചു. എല്ലാവരും ഒന്നിച്ചു പറഞ്ഞു, എല്ലാം നല്ലതിനു തന്നെ. രാജാവ് മന്ത്രിക്ക് കുറെ സമ്മാനങ്ങളും കൊടുത്തു. നന്ദി.
That was wonderful, wasn't it? Now, thank you. Now, coming up next, we have Shri Harish B from the Vista Billabong coming to tell us an unbelievable story. Can we put our hands together for him, please?
Hello everyone, my name is Shri Harish in 4th grade. I am from Vista Billabong High International School, and today I am going to tell Akbar and Birbal story called Who is the Real King? Akbar had a habit of inviting clever people to his court. They would always come with difficult problems and questions. All the courtiers, many at the time, would fail to answer all the questions. Then it would be Birbal's turn to give the right answer. Birbal would always get the right answer within a few minutes. Birbal's wit and wisdom was spread all over the world. Then, the king of Egypt was a very clever person. When he heard about Birbal's intelligence, he told himself, "Let me test Birbal's intelligence," and then wrote and invited Birbal to Egypt. Akbar accepted the invitation and sent Birbal to Egypt. Once Birbal reached there, the minister gave him a grand welcome and told him to come to the court tomorrow. The following day, when Birbal went to the court, he saw not only one king but 5 kings. He looked at the kings for a few minutes and then bowed politely at one of the kings. The king was shocked. He asked Birbal, "How did you know I was the real king?" Birbal replied, "You see, the disguised kings were trying to imitate you very hardly and was stealthily watching you, so I could easily find out that you are the real king." The king was pleased with Birbal's reply and richly rewarded him. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a lovely story. Coming up next, we have Nakshatra from the Nazareth Academy coming to tell us a poem. Over to you, Nakshatra.
Hi everyone, I'm Nakshatra of class 8A from the school, the Nazareth Academy. I'm here to recite a poem titled The Destruction of Sennacherib, which is written by Lord Byron. Before starting my poem, I'll just tell few information about Lord Byron. Lord Byron was a British poet and satirist whose poetry and personality captured the imagination of Europe. He is best known for his brief poems, and he wrote more than 800 poems in his lifetime. From those, I'm gonna recite one of his poems. Let me start. The Assyrian came down like wolf on the fold, and his corals were gleaming in purple and gold. And the sheen of his face was like stars on the sea, when the blue wave rolls nightly on deep Galilee. Like the leaves of the forest when summer is green, that host with their banners at sunset were seen. Like the leaves of the forest when autumn hath blown, that host on the marrow lay withered and strong. And the widows of the Aisha are loud in the vale, and the idols are broke in the temple of Baal. The might of the gentle, unsmote by spot, that host on the marrow lay withered and strong. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my poem. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Nakshatra. That was a wonderful poem by Lord Byron. Coming up next, we have Nitik R from the Vista Billabong coming to tell us an unbelievable story. Can we put our hands together for him, please?
Hello everyone, I am Nitik from grade 4A. I am going to tell from Akbar and Birbal Tales. The story's name is The List of Blinds. Once Akbar decided to give the blind people some contribution, he called Birbal and told him to find out how many people are there in his kingdom who are blind. Birbal went out in the kingdom and started searching for the blind people. He took a paper and he sees count and write on the paper. After the search was over, he placed the paper to the Emperor Akbar. After seeing the paper, Akbar said, "Start the work of contribution to the blind people." But Birbal was not listening and was thinking of something. Then suddenly Birbal wanted to speak up. He said that the number on the list is not right. There are more blind people in the kingdom. In fact, it is more than the sighted people. After listening to Birbal, Akbar said, "Prove it." Birbal decided to prove it. And he started searching for the blind people. He took a stick and at the top he wrapped up a white cloth and started waving in the middle of the kingdom. And he whispered something in the servant's ear. And everyone passing by was confused what Birbal was doing and asked him, "What are you doing?" The servant beside Birbal writes something on the paper. This spreads on a wildfire and goes through the kingdom, which Akbar also came to know. Akbar himself went to Birbal and asked him, "What are you doing?" The servant beside Birbal writes something on the paper. Then he placed the paper to Akbar and said, "This is the list of the blind people." After seeing the paper, Akbar said, "Why is my name is written in the paper?" Birbal said, "You are the last person who asked me what I am doing. As you were clearly seeing, I was waving the cloth in the middle of the kingdom." After listening to Birbal, Akbar laughed and agreed to him. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nitin. Coming up next, we have Kavya from the Nazareth Academy coming to tell us a story called The Enchanted Woods. Over to you, Kavya.
Good morning to one and all present here. I'm Kavya of Class 8 from the school the Nazareth Academy. I'm here standing in front of you all to tell an amazing story titled The Enchanted Wood, written by Enid Blyton. Before starting my story, let me share a few lines about the author. Enid Blyton was a famous English writer whose books have been worldwide famous. Her books have been translated to 19 languages. Her books have been a favorite for all the children. So from these such stories, I have chosen Enchanted Wood to deliver it. Let me begin. Father set out to town, and the children bade goodbye to him. Mother went for shopping. Adventures were in the air that morning, sang Franny loudly. They ran out of the little gate from the garden. They jumped over the ditch and finally entered the Enchanted Wood. Magic was all around. Everyone started shouting, "Hooray!" The birds sang, the trees whispered, "Wish, wish." All were shivering with delight. Drew started to call the elves standing under the oak and whistled 7 times. "Oh, who's that disturbing me?" A rabbit barked and stared. "What do you want?" asked the rabbit. Joe answered the elves. The elves appeared. The rabbit shouted, "Mr. Whiskers, Mr. Whiskers, there's someone wanting you." The elves appeared immediately. The elves asked, "What do you want?" Franny said, "We forgot the way to the faraway tree. Can you help us?" "Yes, of course." They walked to the faraway tree. The children said, "We are going to climb the tree." The elves said, "Don't be silly. We are going to climb it by ourselves." "By yourself?" told elves. "It is quite dangerous." Soon all the children impatiently gracious, what a peculiar tree. Soon they started to crack up. Joe was high up on the birds. Come on, girls, I have found something on. They saw a window. Why is this window on the tree? They said, the pet said in astonishment. They knocked and knocked and knocked. Finally, the door opened. It was big. It said, who are you rude creatures? Perhaps you won't peep into others' house next time. It splashed water on them and slammed the door. Again they started to climb up. Again a door shouted Fanny. They knocked and knocked. In a shop, it was simply a fairy. She gave them some food and advised not to climb the tree, but they resisted. And finally, the branch came to end. And beside a ladder, they climbed up the ladder and they were in a new land. What land is it? The land began to swing around as they stepped in. There was a man singing aloud. They asked him, what land is it and how could we get out of this land? The man said, this is called the roundabout land. If you can pass this way, you will find the exit. The children struggled to pass the way and finally jumped down the exit, came down the funnel. My goodness, what an adventure second. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful story. Coming up next, we have Ira Mariam from the Vista Billabong coming to render a poem by Louis Callan. Can we give our hands together for her, please?
Hi everyone, I am Ira Mariam, a grade 4 student from Vista Billabong High International School, and today I am going to recite the poem Jabberwocky by Louis Callan, which is from his novel Through the Looking Glass, which is also a sequel of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. 'Twas brilliant and slithy toes, the guile and gimble in the way. All men see where the burrow goes, and the moon runs out gray. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the chup-chup bird and shun, the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the man some bow. And so rested he by the tum-tum tree and stood awhile in thought. And as in wolfish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tugly wood and burbled as it came. One, two, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galloping back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy, and rapture stay, Callooh-Callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brilliant and slithy toes, guile and gimble in the way. All men see where the burrow goes, and the moon melts out gray. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful poem. Coming up next, now we have Saujanya from the Nazareth Academy coming to render a poem for us.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Shrilakmi. Today I'm going to tell about Echo, the poem by Christiana Ricci was born on London 8 Charlotte Street. She had 2 brothers and 1 sister. She was youngest of all her siblings. In 1948, she started to write poems and started reading them. And she wrote over thousands of poems. Let's start the poem. Come to me in the silence of night. Come to me in the silence of a dream. Come to me with the soft brown cheeks and eyes, as bright as sunlight in the stream. Oh memory, love is finished here. How sweet, how too sweet, how too bittersweet. Whose picnic should have been in paradise with souls grateful lullaby. Come to me with thirsting longing eyes, as bright as with thirsting longing eyes, and just among guys watching the photo at opening. Come to me in the dreams that I may live, pulse for pulse, breath for breath. How long ago, my love? How long ago? Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so sweet. Coming up next, we have Krisha Aman from the Vista Billabong coming to tell us a story written by Dr. Suis. Can we have Krisha Aman here, please?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Krish Ahmed, and today I will be saying a story called All the Things They Invented, written by Dr. Suis. Tim Berners-Lee, a man who is no big celebrity, had a vision for something called the World Wide Web. This web would have no bosses or leaders. Its contributors would be its viewers and readers. His own computer, the brand new Next, set up the web with computerized text. Users added content as they went along. Soon the web was up and it was going strong. Politics, facts, and personal belongings, home videos of cats and dogs. Tim Berners-Lee. Now read my lips, put the knowledge of the world on your fingertips. Speaking of tips, I have one for you. With a dream and a plan, you can make inventions too. If stumbled for ideas, remember that you can put my red and white hats thinking cat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Krisha. Coming up next, we have Shrilakmi from the Nazareth Academy coming to tell us a story called The Murder on the Orient Express. Can we put our hands together for her, please?
Hello everyone, I'm Shrilakmi Srijit of Grade 8A from the Nazareth Academy, here to present to you a novel titled Murder on the Orient Express, written by Agatha Christie. First, let's know more about the author. Dame Agatha Mary Clarissa Christie was an English writer known for her 66 novels and 14 short story collections. She was born on September 15, 1890 in Torquay, United Kingdom. She is called the Queen of Crime as her novels depict the genre murder and crime. Now let us go into the story. After taking the Taurus Express from Aleppo to Istanbul, Private Detective Hercule Poirot arrives at the Tocatlan Hotel where he receives a telegram prompting him to return to London. He instructs the concierge to book him a first-class compartment on the Simplon route Orient Express service leaving that night. Although the train was fully booked, he obtains a second-class berth to the intervention of friend, fellow Belgian and fellow passenger Monsieur Beau, the director of the train operator Compagnie Internationale des Wagons. The other passengers on the train were Mrs. Hubbard, McQueen, Ratchet, and so on. Ratchet has been receiving death threats. Recognizing Poirot, he tries to hire him for protection. Poirot, repulsed by Ratchet, refuses, telling him, "I'm sorry, I'll not take your case because I don't like your face." That night, Poirot observes some strange occurrences. Early in the morning, he's awakened by a cry. Ah! The cry was from Ratchet's compartment next door. But a voice responds, "It's nothing, I was mistaken." The next morning, with the train still stalled, Beau informs Poirot that Ratchet was murdered, and the murderer was still on the train, having no way to escape. Poirot takes up the case and starts examining the body and the compartment. In the compartment, Poirot finds a handkerchief with the name Daisy Armstrong written on it. Through his investigation, he finds out that Ratchet, the victim of murder, was a brutal killer in the past named Cassidy, who killed poor Daisy from the Armstrong family. As Poirot begins interviewing everyone on the train, he discovers that McQueen is terribly involved as Mrs. Hubbard believes that the murderer was in her cabin. Poirot feels suspicious and he propounds two possible solutions for the murder. One is that a stranger had boarded the train when it stopped at window seat. The second is that all the passengers in the cabin stared Raji from their own jury as they all are connected to the Armstrong family. Poirot saw the case and according to him, the second one is the current explanation for the murder of Raji alias Cassidy. Cassidy had killed poor Daisy for money and the Armstrong family took revenge on him. What more? This was something righteous in the eyes of the Armstrong family. The end. I hope you all enjoyed listening to my novel. Thank you. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
Thank you so much. Coming up next, we have A.K. Pagin coming to recite a poem called The Earth Day from the Vista Billabong.
Good morning, everyone. I am Pagin from grade 4B at Vista Billabong High International School. I am going to perform Yesterday by Jane Yolen. I am the earth and the earth is me. Each blade of grass, each bit of mud, each honey tree, and stick and stone is blood and muscle, skin and bone. And just as I need every bit of me to make my body fit, so earth needs grass, stone, and tree, and things that are grown here naturally. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pagin. Coming up next, we have Santosh from the Nazareth Academy coming to tell us a story, The Lost Child.
Hello everybody, I am Santosh Kumar from the Nazareth Academy. I am here to narrate the story The Lost Child. Before entering to the story, let's see about the author. The author is the Mulkra Zana. He was born in the December 12th in 1905, and he is the son of Coppersmith. Is considered as the founder of English language Indian novel. He had received awards like Padma Bhushan and the International Peace Prize, and he had written the story like The Lost Child and The Sword of the Sickle and Across the Black Water and more. Let's enter into the story. A child goes to a fair with his parents. He is excited to eat sweets and buy toys and play with them. But their parents were poor, so he can't buy and he is lost. Let's enter the story. First he saw a sweet shop. He needed to eat these tasty sweets, but their parents said no. Again he asked the next shop the toy. He wants to buy the toys and play with them, but his parents see him with the red eye, so he joined with the parents and buying walking. At next he saw a flower shop. The flower seller is irritating him. The smell of the flower were very nice. Come and buy, but he can't buy. He asked to his parents, means they will say no, so he didn't ask. Again he saw a next shop, a balloon. The colorful of balloons attracted him, but he asked, means the parents said no. Already he knows, so he didn't ask to the parents. At last he saw a roundabout. He wanted to swing a full swing. He asked to his parents, but no response. He turned back. His parents were not there. He was crying, I need my mother and father. He ran near the temple in the entrance. He again crying, I need my mother and father. A man who's near the temple had heard. The man asked the child, what happened, child? Why are you crying? I need my mother and father. The child replies. But the man wanted to stop the child's crying. So he asked whatever the child asked to his parents, but he is not interested now because he is lost. So he needs his mother and father. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Coming up next, we have PV Predic from the Vista Billabong coming to tell us a story. What pet should I get by Dr. Seuss? Over to you, Predic.
Hi, I'm Pradikshana from grade 4B. I'm studying in Vista Billabong High International School. Today I'm going to tell a story what pet should I get by Dr. Seuss. We want a pet. We want a pet. What pet should we get? Dad said we could have one. Dad said he would pay. I went to the pet shop. I went there with my sister Kate. I took one fast look. I saw a fine dog who shook hands. So we shook. But then Kate saw a cat and she gave it a pat. And she said, I want that. Dad said, pick one. We cannot take two. Then what? Do you know? We saw two other kinds. Now how could Kate and I make up our minds? A pup and a kitten. They look like good fun. Now which would we pick? We could pick only one. Make up your minds. A cat or a dog? A pup or a kitten? Oh boy. And then I looked all around. I saw something with wings and it also sings. And I said, look at him. But then, look over there, said my sister Kate. We can go home with a rabbit today. Then I looked at Kate. We have to pick one pet and pick it out soon. Mother said us to come by noon. Do you know what she did? She said, fish, 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 fish. It may be a fish. Is the pet that we fish? Now we saw two other kinds. How could I pick one? What pet should I pick? We can pick only one pet. Oh boy, what should we pick? Make up your minds. Pick one out soon. Thank you.
Oh boy, choosing a pet is tough, isn't it? Coming up next, yeah, I know there's so many options. I know what to do. So, coming up next, we have Dhanashri from the Nazareth Academy coming to render a speech written by her in Tamil called Pongal Tirunal. Over to you, Dhanashri.
இங்கு அமர்ந்திருக்கும் ஆன்றோர்களுக்கும் சான்றோர்களுக்கும் மதிப்பிற்குரிய ஆசிரியர் பெருந்தகைகளுக்கும் மற்றும் மாணவ செல்வங்களுக்கும் என் முதற்கண் வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். அறுவடை திருநாளாம் பொங்கல். வறுமை நீங்கி செல்வம் பொங்கிட, வறட்சி நீங்கி செழிப்பு பொங்கிட, அதிகாலை அகற்று அறிவு பொங்கிட, இருள் மறைந்து ஒளி பொங்கிட செய்யும் அந்த கதிரவனாகிய சூரியனுக்கே முதல் பொங்கலாம். அக்காலைக்கு இக்காலையோடு போட்டி எக்காலை வென்றாலும் பெருமையே எங்களுக்கு என்று மாத்தட்டி கொள்ளும் விவசாயிகளுக்கு தோளோடு தோள் கொடுக்கும் காலை மாட்டிற்கே இரண்டாம் பொங்கலாம். நண்பர்களை நேசிக்கவும் உறவுகளை போற்றவும் பெரியோர்களை வணங்கவும் தமிழர்கள் உருவாக்கிய தனிப்பெரும் பண்டிகையாம் காணும் பொங்கல். என் சான் உடலில் ஒரு சான் வயிற்றுக்கு தடையின்றி உணவு கொடுத்த உழவுக்கும் உழவருக்கும் இருவருக்கும் உதவிய மாட்டிற்கும் இயற்கைக்கும் நன்றி சொல்லும் திருநாளே நம் பொங்கல் திருநாள். நன்றியுடன் இனிய பொங்கல் தின நல்வாழ்த்துக்கள்.
Thank you so much. Coming up next, we have V. Priyadarshini from the Vista Billabong coming to tell a story called The Tale of Tom Kitten by Beatrix Potter. Over to you, Priyadarshini.
Hi, my name is Priyadarshini. I am from grade 4C. Today I am going to narrate the story about Tale of Tom Kitten, written by Beatrix Potter. Once upon a time, there were 3 little kittens, and their names were Moppet, Mitten, and Tom Kitten. clothes of their own, and they tumbled about the doorstep and played in the dust. But one day, Miss Tabitha twitched, suspect her friends to tea, so she fetched the kittens indoor and to wash and dress them up before the fine company arrived. Then she scrubbed their faces. This one is Moppet. Then she brushed the teeth. This one is Mittens. Then she combed the tails. This is Tom Kitten. Tom was very naughty and he scratched. Miss Tabitha dressed up Mitten and Moppet in very clean pinafores. Then she took all sorts of elegant and uncomfortable clothes of chest of drawers in order to dress up her son, Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such a cute story, dear Darshini. Moving on, we have Akshaya from the Nazareth Academy coming to tell us a poem, We Lie by the Sea Sand by Darren Thoughts. Over to you, Akshaya.
Good morning to one and all present here. I'm Ms. Aisha of Class 6A from TNA School. Friends, I'm standing here in front of you all to tell a small poem. We Lying by Season. Let me share some more information about the author. The author was born on 27 October 1914 in United Kingdom. Yes, it is Dylan Thomas. His first book was Once It Was the Saying of Colors. I'm starting my poem, We Lying by Seasons. We lying by season, watching yellow and the breezy. Walk, who did I, who follow the red rivers, hollow, and curves out of the cedar shape, calling for color calls that grave and gay as brave and sea. Sleeping on either hand, the lunar silences, the silent tide, lapping the still candles, the dry tide master, the heavenly music over the sand, sounds as the greens as they hurry, hiding the golden mountains and mansions of the great gay seaside land. Hiding the golden mountains and mansions of the great gay seaside land. I am concluding my poem by the author, Dylan Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Coming up next, we have Agnes Supriya from the Vista Billabong coming to render a poem, Word with Wings. Over to you, Supriya.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Agnes. I'm from grade 4C. I'm studying in Vista Billabong High International School. Today I'm going to perform a short poem by Enki Greens. Word with Wings. Some words sit still on the page, holding a story steadily. Those words never get me into trouble, but other words as wings that make my daydreams and make my daydreams. They fly in silent as sun rays, tickle my imagination and carry my thoughts away. I cannot help but bug up for the right. Thank you.
Thank you, Supriya. Coming up next, we have Damini from the Nazareth Academy coming to tell us a story written by Enid Blyton called The Clever Kitten. Over to you, Damini.
Hello everyone, I'm Damini of grade 9C. Now I'm going to narrate a story, The Clever Kitten by Enid Blyton. Kirsty was a little tabby kitten, was 5 months old, and she lived in upstairs in the nursery. The children had made great fun of her. But her mother said, after 2 days, she'll become a kitchen cat, go catch mice from the lake. The children were upset. She knew that Kirsty is a short, little purring cat, and she was lovely with the children. They were so upset when her mother said this. After some time, Lucy was pleasing her mother that to let her belong to us, but mother seems it would not be a good idea. After some time, one afternoon, Kirsty was shocked. She was sitting in the armchair wondering if she should get up and catch a mice from the ladder. Oh, please, Lucy cried. Kirsty, don't do this. But Kirsty was wondering if she could speak. After some time, when she saw one boy is staring at the window, and she knew that it was Alfred, a gardenist. He came up to tie the climber which was loose. He saw many snacks which was watering his pond. He saw that there was no one and I can chance it. He got into the window and saw only Kirsty was sitting. Kirsty was wrapped and hissed at him. He threw a brick from his window. It hurted Kirsty's. Always Kirsty sees Lucy will play the piano and now it was open. She made a strange noise, ding ding dong, diggle diggle dong. The strange noise was heard in the down room mother was sitting. She knew that in the nursery the nurse and children were not there and they were in the garden playing. And she can't imagine what it could be. Slowly the sound was raised and mother came up. Kirsty was playing. Meow, meow. And Alfred was stealing the food which was there. Alfred called mother and within 2 minutes Alfred jumped into the window and came down. Lucy came up and see what a clever kitten Kirsty and cried. She was pleasing her mother that after this time Kirsty will belong to us. Please, mother said with a laugh, poor child, please do let her to teach how to play piano because it was too sweet. Thank you.
Coming up next is an Upper People story by Gautam Prasanna from the Vista Billabong. Over to you, Gautam.
Good morning, everyone. I am Gautam Prasanna from grade 4C. I am studying Vista Billabong International School, and I am going to narrate the story The Three Questions by Akbar and Birbal. Emperor Akbar was very fond of his minister Birbal, and this made one of the courtiers jealous. The courtier always tried to bring Birbal down in front of Akbar. And one day Akbar praised Birbal. This made the courtier very furious. And then he said, if Birbal cannot answer my questions, he should get out of this kingdom. And then the three questions were, how many stars are there in the sky? Where is the center of the earth? And how many speeches people are there in Akbar's court? For the first question, Birbal got a hairy sheep, and he said, how many hair is in this sheep is the amount of stars in the sky. And for the next question, Birbal drew a few lines and placed an iron rod in the middle of them. And then he said, this is the center of the earth. My friend can measure them if he wants. And for the third question, I can't count how many speakers and intelligent people are there. But when one person doesn't come, it goes down. And when the other doesn't come, it goes up. Thank you.
Coming up next, we have Pragin from the Nazareth Academy coming to render a poem for all of us. Can we put our hands together, please, for Pragin?
Good morning to one and all present here. I am Predic from the school of the Nazareth Academy. Today I am going to present you a small poem called The Christmas. This poem is written by a famous poet called Drun. She was born in Kolkata on 4th March 1856 and died in 1877. The sky is dark, the snow descends. Ring bell, ring your merriest chime. Jesus is brought, the virgin bells above him. Oh, the happy time! No curtains bright festoon the hum to shield the infant from the cold. The spider of a longest look upon the rafters bare and old. White wreaths of snow the roofs and over them the stars the blue adorn. And hark, you white the angel choir sing to the shepherd, Christ is born. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Coming up next, we have Raghu Karthik coming to perform a poem written by Christina Rossetti, The Goblin's Mafia. Can we put our hands together for him, please?
Good morning everyone. My name is Raghu Karthik from 5A Vista Billabong. Today I will be performing the poem The Goblin's Market by Christina Rossetti. This poem is about two sisters, Laura and Lizzie, who are tempted by magical fruits sold by tricky goblins. It is like a fairy tale that teaches us about resisting temptations and the power of love between sisters. Now let's jump into the poem. Morning and evening, maids hear the goblins cry. Come buy our orchard fruits, come buy, come buy. Apples and quinces, lemons and oranges, plum and cherries, melons and raspberries. All ripe together in summer's weather, months that pass by, fair leaves that fly. Come buy, come buy. Our grapes fresh from the vine, pomegranates full and fine. Taste them and try. Bright fire like barberries, figs to fill your mouth, citrons from the south, sweet to tongue, sound to eye. Come by, come by. Thank you.
That was a wonderful performance and kudos to your effort on the costume also. Now coming up next, we have Sheena Esther from the Nazareth Academy coming to perform a Tamil poem. Over to you, Sheena.
வணக்கம், என் பெயர் ஷீனா எஸ்தர். நான் தி நாஸ்டத் அகாடமியில் 9ஆம் வகுப்பு படிக்கின்றேன். நான் இன்று உங்களுக்கு ஒரு பாடலை பரிசீலிக்க வந்துள்ளேன். என் சமகால தோழர்களே, எழுதியவர் வைரமுத்து. அதற்கு முன்பாக கவிஞர் வைரமுத்துவை பற்றி சில விஷயங்களை உங்களுக்கு சொல்ல வந்துள்ளேன். கவிஞர் வைரமுத்து தேனி மாவட்டம் மேட்டூர் என்னும் ஊரில் பிறந்தவர். இவர் தமிழில் மிக உயர்ந்த பட்டமான பத்மபூஷன் விருதை வாங்கியவர். இவருடைய பாடல்கள் இந்தி, ஆங்கிலம், தமிழ் போன்ற பல மொழிகளில் மொழிபெயர்ப்பு செய்யப்பட்டுள்ளது. பாடல்: கிளிக்கிறக்கை இருக்கும் வரைக்கும் கிழக்கு வானம் தூரம் இல்லை, முளைக்கும் விதைகள் முளைக்க துடித்தால் பூமி ஒன்றும் பாரம் இல்லை. பாய்ந்து பரவும் இளைய நதிகளே பள்ளம் நிரப்ப வாருங்கள், காய்ந்து கிடக்கும் கடவிகள் எங்கும் கதிர்கள் சுமந்து தாருங்கள். முதுமொழி எல்லாம் முதுகில் சுமந்தால் போதாது, சொன்னோர் கருத்தை வாழ்க்கை பிடித்த துணிந்தால் துன்பம் பாராது. காட்டும் பொறுமை அடக்கம் என்னும் கட்டுப்பாட்டை கடவாதில், கூட்டுப்புல் தான் பட்டுப்பூச்சியை கோலம் கொள்ளும் மறவாதில். அறிவை மறந்த உணர்ச்சி என்பது திரியை மறந்த தீயாகும், எரியும் தீயை எழுந்த திரிதான் உணர்ச்சி மறந்த அறிவாகும். பழையவை எல்லாம் பழையவை அல்ல, அன்பும் பண்பும் பழையவைதான். இளையவர் கூட்டம் ஏற்றி நடக்க இனமும் மொழியும் புதியவைதான். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you so much, Sheena. Coming up next, we have Agnes coming to perform a poem written by Dylan Thomas. Can we put our hands together for her, please?
Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be performing the poem The Callous Stars by Dylan Thomas. The clear-eyed callous stars look down on darkened fields and lighted towns, slow moving to unmeasured space, or set in their appointed place, from whence they shed impartial light on sin and sorrow of the night. Unstained, untouched by all they see, too bright and cold for sympathy, we gaze upon the stars and they behold us with a chilly ray, and with no indifference to the sight of all we suffer in the night. And hidden in a cloudy veil, the light of all stars will fade. Thank you. Hope you enjoy.
Thank you so much, Agnes. Coming up next, we have Aisha from the Nazareth Academy coming to render a poem called Remember by Christina Rossetti.
Prosperous New Year and cheerful morning to one all present here. Myself Aisha, of grade 7th A from Nazareth Academy, here to recite a poem written by Christina Rossetti. Before reciting the poem, I would like to tell few words about Christina Rossetti. Christina's full name was Christina Georgina Rossetti. She was born on 5 December 1830 in London and died on 29 December 1894 in Trington at the age of 64. She was the author of numerous books as she wrote 11,000 poems and only published 900 poems. She was the writer of devotional, romantic and children's poet including Clopin Market and Remember. And now, let's go to the poem. Remember me when I'm gone away, gone far away in the silent land, when you can no more hold me by my hand, not out to go yet, turning stay. Remember me when no more day by day. It will be late to console then or pray. It will be late to console then or pray. For if you forget me for a while and afterwards remember, do not gripe. For if the darkness and corruption leave a waste of thoughts that once I had, better by far you forget and smile than that you remember and be sad. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed my poem.
Yes, we indeed enjoyed your poem. Coming up next, we have Devansh Pillai from the Vista Billabong coming to tell a story written by Enid Blyton, the famous Five story, one of the story from Famous Five.
Hello everyone, my name is Devansh. I am from grade 5B and I am going to tell a story, 5 on a Treasure Island by Enid Blyton. This story is about the adventure of 5 children. Students Julian, Dick and Anne get invited to spend the summer with Uncle Quentin and Aunt Fanny. They also meet their cousin Georgina, a difficult woman who tries hard to live like a boy and only answers to the name George. She also introduces her cousins to her beloved dog Timothy, who secretly lives with a fisher boy as her parents would not allow her to keep Timmy. On their way to Kirin Island, George shows her cousins a shipwreck, explaining it was her great-great-grandfather's ship. He had been transporting gold when a storm wrecked the ship. The gold was never found. After visiting the wreck, the 5 arrived on the island and were exploring the ruined castle. When a huge storm arrives, making it too dangerous for them to return to the mainland, they seek shelter in the island. Then the sea throws up the old shipwreck on the rocks surrounding the island. The children get excited and decide to come back the next day. The following day, the children found the captain's cabin, which had some of George's great-great-grandfather's belongings, including the box that they took back to Kirin Cottage. The box proved difficult to open, so they threw it off the highest window of the house. The box breaks open, but the noise disturbs Uncle Quentin, who confiscates the box. Not willing to give up the quest, Julian sneaks into Uncle Quentin's study and takes the box. The children later found out that it was a treasure map showing where the gold was hidden. The children go on a fabulous and exciting adventure on trying to find the lost gold. The 5 used their wit to unearth the treasure and fool the men. After they returned to the mainland, they told Uncle Quentin and Aunt Fanny about everything. The treasure treasure is legally determined to be belonging to George, which made them rich, enabling them to buy anything they ever wanted. At the end, the five were admitted at the same school and they formed a beautiful friendship. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Coming up next, we have Cheru Dominic from the Nazareth Academy, coming to render a poem written by Christina Rosette.
Good morning, everybody. I'm from the Nazareth Academy. My name is R.H. Dominic, and I'm studying in grade 6. Today, I'm going to recite a poem which was written by Christina Rossetti. Love came down in Christmas. Love all lovely, love divine. Love was born in Christmas. Love. Worship be the Godhead. Love. Worship be the Godhead. Love incarnate, love divine. Love. Worship we are Jesus. But wherewith for sacred sign. Love shall be our token. Love for you and love for mine. Thank you.
Okay, can we put our hands together for the Nazareth Academy? That was the last performance. Can we give a big round of applause for the school, please? Wonderful set of performances. Now moving on to the last few performances of the Vista Billabong. Next we have Yarini Ramesh coming to perform a poem called The Clown in the Moon. Over to you, Yarini.
Hello everyone, my name is Kalani and I'm going to be performing a poem by Dylan Thomas called Clown in the Moon. My tears are like the quiet drift of petals from some magic rose, and all my grief flows from the rift on the remembered skies and snows. I think that if I touch earth, it would crumble. It is so sad and beautiful. So dreaming would be like a dream. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Coming up next, we have Adav Janardhanan coming to render a poem called The Christmas. Over to you, Adav. Can we give a big round of applause for him, please?
Hello everyone, I'm Adar from grade 5B and I'm studying in Vista Billabong High International School. Today I will be performing the poem Christmas by Toru Dutt. The sky is dark, the snow descends. Ring bells ring out your merriest chime. Jesus is born, the Virgin bends. Above him, oh the happy time. No curtains bright festooned or hung to shield the infant from the cold. The spider webs alone are slung upon the rafters bare and old. On fresh straw lies the little one, not in a palace, but a farm, and kindly oxen breathe upon his manger bed to keep it warm. White wreaths of snow the roofs attire, and o'er them stars the blue adorn. And hark, in white, the angel choir sings to the shepherds, Christ is born. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like the Christmas hat on you. Next, we have Nathan Praveen coming to perform a story from the famous five written by Ellen Blyton.
Hello everyone, my name is Nathan. I'm from Vista Billabong High International School. I'm going to narrate an extract from the famous five. Chapter 1, A Great Surprise. This extract has three characters, Julian, Anna, and Dick. Mother, are we going to Polseth as usual in the holidays? Asked Julian at the breakfast table. I'm afraid not, said Mother. Dad is asking me to come to Scotland with him. And plus, your Uncle Paul says doesn't know what is full of work and he's full up this year. But you always come with us, chorused the three children. Dad suddenly popped up and said, what about your Uncle Quentin's house? Are you serious? Your brother Quentin is very bad tempered and he isn't so easy while he's disturbed. Quentin is the children's uncle and a very good scientist. Just last week I met Quentin's wife Fanny and she told that her daughter Georgina was quite alone and wanted some friends or cousins to play in the holidays. What a funny name for a girl, said Dick. Right then, Dad said, okay, I'll go call Fanny and ask her if you three could come to Quentin's house. By then, everyone had finished breakfast. 10 minutes later, Dad came out of the telephone hall and he said, grinned and said, you three are lucky. It's confirmed. After that, after some time, Anna asked, how are we gonna reach Uncle Quentin's house? Well, we could go by car and stuff the luggage into the boot, said Dad. And when are we gonna reach Uncle Quentin's house? Asked Julian. Well, we could go on Tuesday, right, Mother? Asked Dick. That would be perfect, said Mother. I could send you three to Quentin's house and then we two could pack our stuff and leave on Friday to Scotland without any problems. Then it's settled. You three are going on Tuesday. The end. And if you want to find out what happens next, you have to read the book Famous Fight, Treasure Island by Edward Blyton. Thank you.
Wow, sure. I'm very curious to know what happens next, so I will definitely read the book. Moving on next, we have Shri Bharanidharan coming to perform a story, an extract from Agatha Christie's writing. Over to you, Shri.
Hello, my name is Shri. I'm from grade 7, Vista Bilbao High, and I'm going to be retelling chapter 1 from A Problem at Pollenza Bay by Agatha Christie. Mr. Pine is a detective who has decided to vacation from Barcelona to a place called Palma. When he arrives, he's dismayed to find that all the hotels have been taken and the least he can get is a small cupboard. He's not satisfied with this, so he talks with the taxi driver to find other hotels. At the end, he finds a small Japanese hotel called Hotel Prino di Oro. He gets a room which overlooks the sea. When he's at the hotel, he finds out that there's a mother and son who's also staying there. He gets scared that they will come to him to ask to solve their problems, so he goes to a checkbook and changes his name to Christopher Pine. In a conversation with the mother and son, he's introduced that the mother's name is Adela Chester and the son's name is Basil Chester. One day, when he's having tea with Miss Chester, Unfortunately, one of his old acquaintances finds him and reveals his secret to Miss Chester. Knowing it's inevitable, he's not surprised when Miss Chester comes to him and asks him to solve her problem. She says that her son has engaged to a girl who she does not approve of, and she tells him that her son's life will be ruined. Annoyed, Mr. Pine tries to finish the case quickly by telling her not to worry, but she is very stubborn, so he decides to go and talk with Basil. Basil tells him that his fiancée, whose name is Betty, is actually a really nice girl, and he thought that his mother and she would get along together. He asks Mr. Pine to talk with Betty, so he readily agrees. When he goes to Betty's house, Betty tells him that she's actually annoyed with Basil for telling her to change her ways again and again, so his mother will accept her. She's also worried about the marriage and asks Mr. Pine if it will be okay. He asks her a few questions, but surprisingly, they are about her sleeping habits. She asks him why he's asking about her sleeping habits, and he says that he's seen almost 7 marriages broken just because the husband had different sleeping habits. He says that the marriage will be completely okay and tells her not to worry. He then goes back to the hotel and tells Miss Chester not to interfere and not to worry. He tells her that he'll be out for work for a few days and not to do anything. When he comes back, he's surprised to find Betty and Miss Chester sitting together at the table, looking very sad as if they were crying. They politely greet him, but do not strike any further conversation. Later, Basil returns. Later, Basil returns with another entrancing girl who's introduced herself as Ramona Dolores. She does not take any notice of the other 2 women and only talks to Basil and Mr. Pine. And then she and Basil leave after some time. Betty also leaves with the excuse that she has a headache. However, Mr. Pine and Miss Chester know that she's just jealous and sad. The next day, again, Basil fails to turn up at a picnic with Betty because he's instead gone on a party with Ramona. Betty gets angry at this point and gives back the engagement ring to Miss Chester. When Basil returns, he blames Betty for the problem and says that maybe it will happen for the better. After Basil leaves, his mother starts crying and begs Mr. Pine to do something to get rid of Ramona. She says that her son's life will be ruined again. By this point, Mr. Pine is starting to get bored of Basil Chester's life being ruined. Nevertheless, he decides to go and talk with Ramona. After a few minutes, he comes back happily and says that Ramona has agreed to leave the country for good, and also tells Miss Chester that she need not pay any fees to him. He says that he will be leaving for his ferry and wishes her good luck. On the ferry, it's revealed that Ramona Dolores is actually a woman called Madeline, who's an acquaintance of Mr. Pine. She purposefully set up Basil so that Betty and Basil's mother would get along with each other. Later, Basil comes and thanks Mr. Pine, and he's still kind of entranced by Betty, so he's kind of entranced by Ramona, so he asks if he can say thanks to her too. However, not wanting to make the problem get even bigger, Mr. Pine says that she's sleeping and he cannot meet her. Before the ferry departs, he wishes Basil good luck and bids him farewell. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Feel Engaged. That was a wonderful story. Coming up next, we have Akshay Prem Kumar coming to perform an Earth Day poem. Thank you, Akshay.
Hi, I am Akshay from 4C. I am studying. I am from Vista Billabong International School. I am here for a poetry rendition recited by written by Jane H. Holland. She written more than 280 books describing fantasy, science fiction and children's book. Here comes the poem Earth Day. Each blade of grass, each sunny tree, each bit of mud and stick stone is blood and muscle, skin and bone.
And just as I need every bit of me to make my body fit, so the earth needs grass, trees, and stone, and things that grow here naturally. That's why across the world, that's why we say as long as life, as dear as free, I am the earth and the earth is me. Thank you for this opportunity giving me. I request everyone to reduce, recycle and reuse the things much. Save earth to have life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And can we give a big round of applause for him to do that sharp papers properly for him? Okay. Coming up next, we have Mr. Shri Pradeep coming to perform a poem, Be the Best of Whatever You Are. Over to you, Mr. Shri.
Hello everyone, I'm Mitra Shri from grade 5. I'm studying in Vista Billabong High International School. Today I'm going to perform a poem. The title of the poem is Be the Best of Whatever You Are by Douglas Mallory. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley, but be the best little scrub by the side of the river. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a bush, be a bit of the grass, and some highway have been made. If you can't be a muskie, then just be a base, but live the liveliest base in the lake. We can't all be captains, we got to be crew. There's something for all of us here. There's bigger work to do and there's lesser to do. The task you must do is linear. It isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we have our last final performer for the day 1 of Read On Children's Literature Festival, Season 4. We have Vivan Srijit from the Vista Billabong coming to perform a poem written by Christina Rossetti. Over to you, Vivan.
Hello everyone, I am Vivan Srijit from grade 5 of Vista Billabong High International School, and today I will be reciting Dreamland by Christina Rossetti. First, a few words about the author. Christina Georgina Rossetti was one of the most important English women poets. Her poetry is marked by symbolism and intense feeling. This beautiful poem tells us about a woman's journey into a deeply mediative state of peace from the pain and physicality of the real world. Dreamland by Christina Rossetti. Where sunless rivers sweep their waves into the deep, she sleeps charmed sleep. Awake her not, led by a single star, she came from very far to seek where shadows are, her pleasant love. She left the rosy morn, she left the fields of corn, for twilight golden dawn, and water springs. Through sleep, as through a veil, she sees the sky look pale, and hears the nightingale that sadly sings. Rest, rest, a perfect rest, shed over brow and breast. Her face is toward the west, the purple land. She cannot see the grain ripening on hill and plain. She cannot feel the rain upon her hands. Rest, rest, forevermore, upon a mossy shore. Rest, rest at heart's core, till time shall cease. Sleep that no pain shall break. Night that no morn shall break. Till joy shall overtake her perfect peace. Thank you everyone and have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Bhuvan. Now, this brings us to the end of day 1, school round of the Read On Children's Literature Festival Season 4. Can we give a big round of applause to the Vista Billabong and the Nazareth Academy for doing such wonderful performances today morning? Thank you. And great job, guys. Seriously. I would like to thank the management of the Nazareth Academy, the students, the assistant teacher, and our alchemy teacher, Ms. Harika. I would like to extend my thanks to the Vista Billabong, the management, the students, the assistant teacher, and our alchemy teacher, Ms. Meenakshi. I would like to extend my thanks to our admin, Mrs. Sheila, Mr. Nirmal, and Mrs. Sudha, Mr. Satish for all the creatives and capturing the best moments, Ms. Srilekha, Ms. Asifa, Ms. Priya Kalu, and Mr. Pradima Ramakrishnan, our academic head, for their wonderful support today morning. And we have the students of Alchemy Youth Theatre handling the sound and light, Saikirti Hariharan and Abhinav Krishna Balaji. Thank you so much, boys. And this is Tejaswini Vijay signing off the day 1 of Read On Children's Literature Festival Season 4. See you today evening at 6 p.m. Bye and thank you.